What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video, and this time it is going to be on another top 16 deck list from ARG Providence 2016 that happened this past weekend. Now this list ended up getting top 16, and something that may look strange to you immediately is the fact that there are only 39 cards here, and that is because on the deck list that the person submitted to ARG, I could not find a 40th card. I went over it multiple times, and there's always just added up to 39, so I can only assume that the 40th card is either a third instant fusion or maybe something like Upstart Goblin, because nothing else really just is overarchingly just screaming at me that it's missing. So could very well be that it was a 39 card deck and he forgot to write down the Upstart Goblin, or he was playing 3 instant fusions and forgot to write it down, or there's just some like obscure outlier card like Soul Charge or something that he was not running. But anyway, this list ended up getting top 16. I don't believe the person even showed up for day 2, or at least didn't get there on time, because his match was basically just not even played from the challenge bracket that ARG put up. Like, it was immediately just like his opponent was advancing. So that could either be due to this deck error, and he had to change it around and couldn't change it or something like that, or he just didn't show up. So there is that. But anyway, it is just, the one and only Mermail list that has topped anything in the past few months. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of playing Mermail in the current format, but I mean, hey, he decided to go with his build, and it looks decently solid for what it's worth. But it's just a shame that it looks like he didn't even get to play out top 16. I think he might have been able to go further, and also because then on stream we could have probably seen what his 40th card was or something like that. But anyway, deck list is 1 Deep Sea Diva, triple Neptibus the Atlantean Prince, 2 Atlantean Dragoons, 2 Atlantean Marksmen, 2 Atlantean Heavy Infantries, 1 Moulin Glacier Elemental Lord, triple Abyss Megalo, triple Abyss Teus, 1 copy of Abyss Pike, and 1 copy of Abyss Turge, and 1 copy of Abyss Osha, something that not a lot of people are playing nowadays, but it does provide quite a good handy amount of rank 3 and rank 4 potential off of your plays. It gets you into a floater off of your Teus. There's a bunch of different things that this card allows you to actually do, which is actually really cool. And so props to him for including it. But then 2 copies of Abyss Lind, 2 copies of Abyss Gund, 2 copies of Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, 1 Effect Veiler in the main, 3 Max C's in the main, and then 1 copy of Gen X Ally Birdman to be an additional tuner. Also just do cool things like bounce back your Divas, bounce back your Teuses, just nifty little things. Nifty little things that ultimately just yield some cool play interactions. But then for the spells, 2 Instant Fusion, almost said triple, just because I'm so used to 3 Instant Fusions being staple in this deck, which is why I think that the 40th card that might be missing is the 3rd Instant Fusion. But anyway, 2 Instant Fusions, 1 Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi, 1 1-for-1, 1 Raigeki, and then for traps, 2 copies of Abyss Sphere and a Vanity's Emptiness. Now, I find it very strange that for a deck that basically always wants to go second, that he included cards like Emptiness and a lot of cards in his side deck that revolve around going first. But I mean, I guess he was just expecting people to force him to go first, but in that same regard, wouldn't that just be a better side deck option? I don't know. I'm really curious. I'm just overall very curious as to what his 40th card is, because, like I said, it's not on his deck list. His deck list is legit 39 cards. But anyway, extra deck, 1 Grand Pulse for the Abyss Osha plays, 2 copies of Abyss Dweller, 1 Daigusto Emerald, 1 Castel, 1 Silent Honor Arc, 1 Hope Woven Spider Shark, 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal, 1 Abyss Gaios, 1 Elder Entity Norden as the only instant fusion target, a Tatsunoko, a Herald of the Arclight, and an Armory Arm to be 2 level 4s, a Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and a Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Now, something I find very interesting is that he didn't include a level 6 synchro, something like Coral Dragon specifically, because of the fact that an Abyss Osha play off of Teus plus having Gen X Ally Birdman allows you to either make Trishula or a level 6 synchro, and the level 6 synchro you could make could be Coral Dragon, and then you can go from there, popping cards, you can draw cards, you could play Stardust Charge Warrior, you could do a few different options. I think it's rather interesting that he chose not to include a level 6 synchro at all in his deck list, considering how easily accessible it would be off of the fact that he does a lot of sphere plays and that he has the Birdman in here. But I guess he was just always going to use Gen X Ally Birdman to go into either Trishula or Gungnir, I guess. But anyway, side deck, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Twin Twister, 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice, and then an entire slew of cards that are really good going first, which I don't quite understand, because again, I think this deck its main strength is going second. It's one of the best decks in the format at going second, but 3 copies of Mask Restrict, 2 copies of Gozen Match, 2 Royal Decrees, and 2 Imperial Iron Walls. So there's literally a ton of cards in this deck that are just oriented towards going first. which is definitely possible with Mermails if you play like the Brilliant Fusion build, because the Brilliant Fusion build actually thrives on going first as well as second, because it allows you to more consistently do hand loops and things going first, and just set up huge, massive boards that need to be broken and things like that. But ultimately, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what was going on with this list specifically. Like I said, I really wish the guy had, I assume he didn't show up, because like, if there's a problem on the deck list that he has to fix, usually procedure is you get to move one card from your side deck to your main deck, and in this case it would probably be something like an Effect Veiler or a Twin Twister that he would move to his main deck and then be able to continue playing. That's proper tournament procedure. So I don't think that was the issue. I think he literally just didn't get to the tournament in time to start day 2, in which case his opponent at the time in top 16, Patrick James, just got to immediately advance to the top 8. So I think he just didn't show up, and that's a shame if that's the case, because he was the only Mermail player that made it to top 16, and I really would have liked to have seen this deck play on stream to see like what specific plays he was making with the Osha as well. That's definitely one of those cards that's very much an outlier, and it's not standard by any stretch. It used to be standard way back in like 2014 because of the combos you could do there, but as of right now, like, it's very much not what people would consider a standard combo piece at all. And this card is, you know, something that's heavily utilizable, and I'm just curious as to what his play strings were with Osha, but I'll never be able to see that, because unless he played any matches on stream earlier in the tournament, which I don't know if he did or not, I didn't watch day 1 too heavily, there's no real way to know exactly what he was doing with Abyss Osha unless he gets some deck profiles and actually explains it personally himself. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about this deck in the comments down below. Again, what do you guys think is the 40th card? I think it's something like Upstart or the 3rd Instant Fusion or a Soul Charge. Those are the only 3 cards that I could expect it to be. It's definitely not another Trap. It's not another Veiler, because the other 2 are here. There's no other like Mermail in his deck that I see that he's particularly missing. Everything just seems very much in its place. So I'm curious as to what you guys might think that his missing card in the main deck is. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about this video and the deck in question in the comments down below. As always, comment, rate, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description of my Facebook pages, playlist for background music, Twitch links, all that sort of nonsense. If you want to check those out to connect with me, chat with me, watch me, whatever, definitely go for it. That is what they are there for. Use them to the best of your abilities. But other than that, that is it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching, and as always, guys, take care.